Stock futures were lower on Monday evening, as investors assess whether a rally on Wall Street can continue. Futures tied to the Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped 61 points, or about 0.2%. S&P 500 futures and Nasdaq 100 futures each ticked down by roughly 0.2%. Stocks eked out a gain during regular trading on Monday, with the tech-heavy Nasdaq Composite earning its seventh straight positive session for the first time since January. Both the S&P 500 and the 30-stock Dow were higher for the sixth straight session, an occurrence not seen since June and July, respectively. Wall Street is assessing whether the rally from last week holds water. All three indices wrapped their best week in 2023 last Friday. The November uptick is in direct contrast to a weak October in which the S&P 500 slipped into correction territory. Investors grew optimistic after the Federal Reserve left interest rates unchanged following their meeting last week, which also saw Treasury yields slide and stocks climb. Investors should proceed with caution, however, as stocks still have little footing to securely mount and maintain a new bull market, according to Lisa Shalett, Chief Investment Officer, Wealth Management at Morgan Stanley. The next bull is coming, but it will require more than just the wish, belief or even reality of a first Fed rate cut, Shalett wrote in a Monday note. In economic developments, a report on the U.S. trade deficit is expected on Tuesday morning. Elsewhere, quarterly results from Disney, Wynn Resorts and Occidental Petroleum are due out this week. Check out the sum of companies making headlines in extended trading. Tripadvisor, the online travel agency, added nearly 12% after beating on the top and bottom line in the third quarter. Tripadvisor reported adjusted earnings of 52 cents per share on $533 million in revenue, while analysts polled by LSEG forecast 47 cents per share and $505 million. Vertex Pharmaceuticals shares fell nearly 2% after the biotech company missed third-quarter revenue estimates. Vertex reported adjusted earnings of $4.08 per share on $2.48 billion in revenue, while analysts polled by LSEG forecast $3.97 per share and $2.50 billion in revenue. International flavors and fragrances. International flavors and fragrances rose 5% after the company announced it would continue its cooperation agreement with Icahn Capital. The parties agreed to re-nominate one Icahn director and one director who's mutually agreed upon to the IFF board for the 2024 proxy season. Separately, IFF posted third-quarter adjusted earnings and revenue that beat analysts' estimates. Read the full list here. Stock futures were lower on Monday as investors on Wall Street weigh whether or not a string of gains can continue. S&P 500 futures and Nasdaq 100 futures ticked down 0.1%, while futures tied to the Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped 34 points, or 0.1%.